Hey, do you want to hear the craziest story ever about one man and a very surreal and crazy experience that happened to him that hasn't happened to anybody before and after that guy? All right, buckle up. So let me set the stage. So it's 1991, Soviet Union, and they're launching a rocket that will go to the Mir space station. And on board that rocket is one cosmonaut named Sergei Krikalev. Now he gets up there. It was a routine mission to do some experiments and maintain the continuous human presence. And the Mir space station, for those who don't know, was kind of the predecessor to the International Space Station. It was fielded by the Soviet Union, and it was the first space station ever created by humans. Now, while he was up there, things start to heat up back on Earth, mainly in the good old Soviet Union, in a sense that the country was falling apart. Now, during this time, he's up there by himself and he doesn't really know all the details of what's going on until one day he receives a message from the ground control, which I can only describe as the coldest thing ever said to another human being. The message was, "You cannot come back because the country that sent you doesn't exist anymore." Now, can you possibly begin to put yourself in his shoes? So he's up there in that coffin with windows, and they just told him that the country in which he spent most of his life, which he was educated, doesn't exist anymore. And not only that, but he cannot come back when it was planned, and they have no idea when can they possibly think about bringing him back. So he agreed to stay up there because what else he's gonna do, and he continued with the regular daily activities on board the space station. But there's one thing that I was always thinking about. Can you imagine what was going through his head every single time when the space station starts looping around the Earth every 90 minutes or so, and every single time when he looks down, he can clearly see the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union was massive. I mean, Russia today is massive, but Soviet Union was massive, 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 and he was thinking to himself, well, this is not the same country anymore. Eventually, however, they did bring him back in 1992. I think it was in March, so that what was supposed to be a 5 month mission turned into a just under a year. And after that, he continued to be a cosmonaut. He went back to space, this time with Russia. And because of all of this, he was nicknamed the last Soviet citizen, because that's exactly what he was. When he went up there, he was a Soviet citizen. When he came back, he was Russian. Anyways, tell me what you think about that. What would you do if you were in his shoes? In meantime, follow for more, because every now and then I say something smart.